because they're part of what we call the apparent state. You could see them. It's apparent. But does the Congress, does the military, does it work on behalf of the people of the United States government? Absolutely not. It's got thousands of innocent young people killed. Can you imagine? Here you are. You see one of them commercials, join the army and jump out of helicopters and dumb stuff like that. You know how a young person is. And he go down there and join up, and the third day they into that, they be wanting to go home. They said, man, somebody lied, them people lied and tricked me down here. And then all the stuff I was gonna get, you're gonna get a free college education, you're gonna get this, and we're gonna have you in telecommunications, you're gonna get $1 zillion a year job, and you can take care of your poor family. If you get back, if you happen to get lucky and get back, and Anyway, no, that's a part of the state apparatus. So you got all of that stuff, the commercials, you got the day-to-day administration of the apparent government working against you. The apparent government is working against you. So the Congress is not going to defend your right. We got more crooked laws now. The FBI can do whatever they want to you. The CIA can do whatever they want. They're not supposed to do nothing here, but they work here and overseas. They can snatch planes out of the air. They can do anything they want. That's the apparent state. Okay. Now, so the administrative state is visible, it's on the surface. I'll mention the one that's really running the whole apparatus. That's the Zionist state.
The brother just asked that about, because the title was the deep state. The brother just asked, are they Zionists? Or no, he said, are they Zion?
Okay, no. See, if we talk about 3 levels, the first 2, the apparent state and the administrative state, everybody can see those. And everybody talk about them. They challenge them, and you can do anything you want with the apparent state. You can see how they did the Congress and people. That is anybody. I won't go on. I won't go there. It's too much. But it shows the total disrespect and disregard for those 2 levels of statecraft. But you don't see no disregard for the 3rd level, the Zionist apparatus that is controlling everything. That's the deep state. That's the deep, deep, deep state. And it's apparent. It's apparent, but nobody's looking at it. Nobody can talk against the Zionist state. Nobody can say, we don't like the Israelis getting in our business. And the Israelis can cook up these, Pegasus, a million other little gadgets they got. All of them, whole packages. They sell them to their friends and they get rich off of that. And therefore, the Zionists have now reached global power. They have global power. But even it's beyond, see, there are certain people that throughout history they move close to power, and just before they get the final step of power, it's apparent to everybody. And it says them. And then they have programs, they have all these kind of stuff. That's what's happening right now. The world is beginning to see. And that stuff happened with all of us as individuals. Because When I went up to New York to go on the Sean Hannity show, I got on there because I understood the Zionist influence in the U.S. So I got to tell you now, we're the only ones that can mess with the Zionists. You don't hear nobody else playing with them like we do. We play with them. We trick them. We do whatever we want. One of the biggest things, you wouldn't know about it, but years ago, I did a program on, we call him Headstrong Armstrong. Armstrong, Headstrong. Armstrong Wiggins. We did a program. One of the brothers here or around, well, it was Hadari. He hooked up with a program downtown. He wanted me to go and speak. So, and it was another guy, a Negro, that's going to participate on the program with me. And it's supposed to be an easygoing program about Christianity and Islam and something like that. So I went on down there and did it. When I got there, the Negro just cut loose, you know. And I said, they were on there, I said, well, you low-down handkerchief-headed coon. I'm here we supposed to be having a human discussion, you know, a little bit of Islam and Christianity and stuff like that. And you coming in here talking crazy. So I said, I don't want to have nothing to do with no handkerchief-headed $2 coons. I was talking to him like that. So, okay, they was taping that program. They didn't show it yet. So they all got so they was, and Hadari, all of them, oh, that's not the proper behavior on the set. I said, that coon, I said, they can't play with nobody like I don't play with nobody like that. So, he said, we would like to do another one. And if you would just take it easy, da, 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 da. So, I said, okay. Now this time, they had a white man, PhD from somewhere, and Hossein Ibish, the Arab Americans, so whatever they do. We should do programs, you know, to represent the Arabs. So I said, okay. And I kind of gave my word. So I went down there, and as we was taping, they was talking semi-crazy. And they had a bad attitude. And this is the only time I let them get away with it on purpose. I let them get away with it on purpose. Here's what they did. It's all from Allah. So right at that time, they said, we got the formula to get that nigga, because I had did something, 3 or 4 things in California, right? And this is the early 2000s, I guess, we having all these anti-Zionist programs, so they figured we got the formula. And I was just sitting there watching these dummies. I have a PhD from such and such. And I'm just thinking that means that you're really stupid, because a PhD don't get you nowhere around us, you know. I mean, a PhD that don't make no difference. Anyway, So that's when they called Sean Hannity and them. That's the trap. See, Allah help us with traps even when we don't. I had whooped all the Zionists out in California, everywhere. So they said, this is the formula. That's why Sean Hannity was so surprised. The way I was acting, I wasn't even talking. When he asked a question, I'd talk about whatever. I had a list, just like I had these papers here. I had a list. I had 10 things I wanted to say. Just the word, that gives you an idea. So I just had all my things. And I got 7 or 8 of them right on down the line, no matter what he was saying. So finally, when he got to the end, he says, you are a terrorist and you ought to be on the terrorist list. I just told him, well, you ought to be on the dummy list or something like that. I said, yeah, you talking about George Bush is an honorable man, is a good man. Didn't you say that? Yes. I said, well, if you follow a dummy, you're a bigger dummy than he is. Something like that. This is a long time ago. But the point is, they were set up. And that's the only one that I didn't plan from the very beginning. But after they called me, when they called me, the street player hooked it up. And I already knew who he was by then. I didn't say nothing, but I knew who he was. I said, hey, come give Eid Khutbah, anything. But I knew who he was because I knew in '96 when Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui passed away, I already knew who everybody was, was there and he was playing their part. And he led the janazah in the UK and England. And they had just said Imam Musa he's the nicest man in the world. And they didn't invite me. You know what I mean? They didn't. So the next time we went to South Africa, we was already waiting on them. And they sent the street prayer right to all the main spots. And they sent me out in the woods. So I would never get that publicity type thing that they did. And if we had a big program, they would send somebody behind me to do, Abdul Malik told them this, that if you let him speak first, he'll speak kind of normal. And then you can come, they'll send somebody behind with dynamite fire and everything. And you can, they got a plan how to undermine my ability to. So if I don't figure nothing's going on, I might just speak normally to the crowd and Then they have so-and-so, which is right here in this area, not the street prayer, but the other guy. He's an Indo-Pakistani guy. Sometimes he do the prayers outside over there. Yeah, anyway, it's a long story. The point is this. Let's skip, where are we now with all of this? We have the deep state. We have the Islamic movement being surrounded all over the world, right? But we have our allies holding up good. And remember, we getting the less out of all of our allies, we getting less. Syria is destroyed. The whole thing is just destroyed, right? Iran, the whole country has been spent 40-something years under sanctions, and the last several is just nail-biting. Unbelievable. For them to hold out all that time. And still, you ought to see how much progress is going on there, right? Look at whether it's drones, missiles. Every week they come out with a new. We just come out with something new, and that's why you see the United States try to say we got to put your missile ability on here. They're saying, you know what Iran say? Y'all must be stupid. When we had a war against us, they used poison gas. Iraq used poison gas. They did this. They destroyed a whole infrastructure. They came 90 miles into Iran. They shot missiles at all our cities, the big cities. When I visited Iran during the war, they had these big cement. You would think they were big, a half of a